Get free gift cards, PayPal, and much more with feature points.
Hey, what's up guys? Commander Alex here, and today we have something very special. So just recently, literally hours ago, I uploaded a video showing you guys all the different abilities for the new hero Flicker. Now at that time they had a news page up and they actually didn't have this video up on it, but just after I recorded that, they then uploaded the video to the news page. So I'm actually making a second video on the same news page. I know it's a little weird, but this is like showing you everything about the hero, so I figured it was probably worthwhile to make a second video on it. If you want to see the first video kind of breaking down if you want to see the first video breaking down all of Flicker's abilities, then you can click up in the right hand corner and that will be the first video link there, so you guys can definitely do that, or wait till the end of the video and there'll be an end card that links you to that video as well. So let's hop into things here and look at all of Flicker, the new hero coming to Vainglory, and yeah, just kind of take a look. So first off, I'm just going to play the video. Okay. Stands in there and he goes invisible. That's a pretty long time though. Like it takes a while, it seems.
Quiet, you frighten the crickets.
When he casts his A, kind of small AoE.
Cover me, ladies. I think I saw a glass-winged
much
bumblebee.
larger. The slow is pretty significant.
You brutes are bumbling all over my...
The ultimate is going to be OP as hell. Alright, so that's all the different abilities right there. Let's restart the video here. I'm gonna mute it because you guys don't need to hear everything while I'm actually trying to talk and explain here. So his passive is obviously that when he goes into bushes, he eventually will go invisible. So if you see, he walks into here, 1, 2, 3. So it's about like 2 or 3 seconds that he has to be inside the bush for him to disappear. Now this might scale off of CP, where the more CP he has, the shorter that time could be, or off of health, or whatever it is. But that's just as like a base time, really long. So I feel like this is going to be something that's more useful for setting up traps and less useful for actually juking people and running away, because to be in a bush for 3 seconds before someone chasing you gets into that bush, it's not really that likely. But if you pull it off, I feel like it could be pretty sick. Like they walk through the bush and you're standing in it, they don't know you're there. Anyway, let's keep watching here. We'll move on. He walks out and he can get a good distance there, it looks like. Anyway, here's his A, and yeah, so the root duration, it probably scales in some way, I would assume, but the time that it takes for the root to happen is actually fairly short. It's not that long. So if we go from when he casts it, where are we going here? Like right here, 1, 2, 3. Again, it's like 2 or 3 seconds before it actually happens. So I feel like it's going to be semi-hard to actually use. And there will be like counterplay to it, right? Because like if you reflex block, then you don't get rooted and stuff like that. That being said, it seems like it's also a pretty long root duration, or a reasonable root duration. So then we come to his B. Pretty significant slow, and a very visible animation for when the actual thing detonates. So if you see, like right about there, there's a really, really clear animation, which is cool. But yeah, the slow is very significant. So I feel like combining your A and B together could be really, really strong. And I think that combo is going to be pretty devastating, because you have a really large AoE, very strong slow, and then you have an A that, takes a long time, but has a really nice root on top of it. So that's a lot of CC right there, and a lot of its AoE as well, which is good. So moving on, we have his ultimate, which is pretty self-explanatory. He uses it, everyone goes invisible. Apparently, you can be revealed if you take damage, use an ability, or auto attack. Those are the 3 different ways that you can be revealed. Obviously, like mines and stuff will reveal you as well. But honestly, I feel like that's going to be definitely one of his strongest kind of power spikes, right? When you get your ultimate, that's going to be major, because you can make crazy team plays with that. On the other hand, Contraption is going to be a pretty large counter to this. I would not be surprised if we started seeing Contraption first item played into him just to counter, his level 6 power spike. So overall, I'm thinking as far as abilities go, his perk is going to be strong when it comes to the early game, just for kind of setting up really stupid trick plays, right? Like you can run into the enemy team's jungle and set up in some random bush, and then when they walk through it, you can walk out behind them and just screw with them in fights and stuff. But I don't think he's going to be that good for running away unless it scales with CP, so that the more CP you have, the shorter that time is. His A, I feel like that's going to be really good for lockdown, and that's going to be his main support ability in terms of, you know, singling somebody out, because it doesn't have that large of a range. His B, I think, is going to be more of that team fight ability, lots of slows, a good amount of damage, and honestly, I think that's going to be where he just, like, you know, goes into a bush, invises, runs to the middle of a team fight, presses his B, and then everyone's just like slowed and they're taking damage. And, you know, I feel like that's going to be his bread and butter in the mid game. And then obviously his ultimate is kind of a beast of its own, right? Like you use it, your entire team goes invisible, and it's just so enabling because you can do all sorts of stuff with this, right? Like if you get, oh, I don't know, what would be like a crazy good person to get to the back line? Like if you get Cruel and Koshka invisible, right? You take your team to the back line, and then you pop up on like some unsuspecting Gwen. She's gone. She's like disappeared, right? Like the ability for you to get to the back line with this, I think, is going to be super strong, and it's going to be probably just kind of hard to play against, even if you do have vision down, right? Because you never know when they're going to use it. So you always have to play like there could be an invisible team right next to you. So farming alone will just be like impossible when you're playing against Flicker. So that is kind of my breakdown. Here, I'll show you guys this one more time. Sorry you're seeing all the messed up screens. That's just how I record. But yeah, we'll show you this one more time here. His A, or rather perk, is he walks into a bush, he can disappear, and he can stay invisible for a little bit of the time as he walks out of the bush. Looks like his A, he uses it, and after a while it does root. His B is an AoE, slow into a large AoE detonation. Kaboom, pretty simple, but also pretty devastating, I'm guessing. And his C is what's going to piss everybody off, and definitely that's going to be OP at low elo. I'm calling it right now. All you like worthy foe players, oh my god, I feel bad for you, because supports don't buy as many mines at low elo. That's just a fact, and that is going to be so devastating. So there you guys have it. That is the new hero. I should probably go back to the beginning so you guys aren't just looking at referred videos. And that's about all I got for you guys today. And again, if you guys want to see my full breakdown of all of his different abilities and talking about exactly how all of them work, I made a video on that before this one. You can click on the upper right hand corner on that little eye, and that will then be the first video on that list there. Or you can just wait till the end of the video and there's going to be a link to it. So that's about it. Tell me what you guys think of Flicker. Do you think he's going to be OP? Do you think he's going to be super weak? Do you think he's going to be a roamer? Do you think he's going to be a laner? Do you think he's going to be a jungler? My guess is that he's going to be a roamer just because he has all of the CC. And then on top of that, I would say that probably a jungler would be his second, just because, you know, he really takes advantage of bushes, which you don't have a lot of in lane. And beyond that, I feel like his synergy with his ultimate is really only good when you have a teammate with you, right? Like just being able to put yourself invisible isn't that amazing for an ultimate, but being able to put multiple people invisible is really good. So I feel like a jungler where you're always with another person is where he's really gonna excel. And yeah, that's about it. And thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.